Most people work hard to make their life as comfortable as it can be. A comfortable place to live, a reliable food supply, good education. But all too often, there's a key element being overlooked. Hey, welcome to Mornings with Bishop Robert. Thanks for joining me. You know, this is the top spot on the internet for beverages with a bishop. My goal is to introduce people to the Jesus they never knew, and then help them get to know him and his word personally and better. So if our time together today speaks to your heart, let me invite you to like, subscribe, and also share this video with a friend. Queen, the British rock band of the 1970s, not the late British monarch, asked the question, who wants to live forever? Well, there's a few things they got right, too. In fact, one of the lines in their song says that this world has only one sweet moment set aside for us. That's true. We're only here on earth for a flicker, the briefest of moments in the overall scheme of time. The Bible says we're like grass that sprouts up in the morning, but toward evening, it withers. Sometimes what looks like the end isn't the end at all. One of my favorite illustrations of this comes from Francis Chan, who uses a very, very long rope to make his point. He's holding one end of the rope in his hand as he stands at the podium. The rope winds across the platform, down the side steps, across the front of the auditorium, and then through the aisles, and finally down the center and out the rear doors. Now, here comes the amazing part of the illustration. At the end he's holding, the last couple inches have been wrapped by some red tape. And Chan begins at that end of the rope, pointing his finger at the very, very edge of the red tape. He says, imagine this rope is a timeline of your existence. And imagine that rope goes on forever. This red part, that's your time on earth. And he rightly observes that it's silly to focus all of our time and attention on a very, very small segment of the rope and just completely ignore the main portion. People focus on the world and on its desires. You know, a great retirement account, an impressive car, a trophy spouse. But all these things, they're destined to perish. And our verse today says, the world and its desires pass away. If you spend any time hiking in hilly areas, you'll soon find out that what you can see is naturally limited by your horizon. As you look at the trail ahead, you might be convinced that you're coming to the very peak of the mountain. But as you crest the ridgeline, you see a vast and much higher mountain ahead of you to climb. It was there all along, large and looming, but your present perspective just simply obscured its view. There is a forever that's coming, even though it's hidden by what we presently see. You know, I remember my first visit to the Grand Canyon in Arizona. Now, I'd seen pictures of it. I knew it was big. I thought I knew what to expect. But as we pulled into the parking lot after entering the park, none of the canyon was visible. And we parked among row after row of vehicles and then made our way to the entry point. And coming to the top of a very small incline, as I reached the end of the lot, I was instantly greeted by one of the few things I've ever seen that was mind-numbingly, breathtakingly amazing. I mean, the actual sight of the Grand Canyon was so massive, so unbelievably beautiful that I was literally stopped in my tracks. No photos I had seen had prepared me for the absolute massive size and majestic beauty of what I was actually seeing. In fact, nothing I could have done before arriving at the Grand Canyon could have prepared me for what was before me. Heaven's like that. Oh, sure, you've probably read about heaven somewhere, maybe even in the Bible. You might have an idea of what heaven will be like, but you're wrong. So am I. Just like I couldn't possibly have been prepared for my initial exposure to the Grand Canyon, nothing we can conceive of can prepare us for how majestic, how wonderful heaven will be. The Bible actually says that eye has not seen, nor ear heard, nor has it even entered into the heart of man the things God has prepared for those who love him. Friends, we can't even begin to imagine it. And heaven is forever. Queen's song almost reads like the close of an evangelist's message. Touch my tears with your lips. Touch my world with your fingertips. And we can have forever. You know, Jesus wants to touch your tears. He wants to be invited into your world of questions and pain. And if you'll invite him in, he'll come. And what he touches, he heals. And when he touches your life, you'll know him and his promises. Let your lips proclaim his name as Lord. And believe in your heart that he was raised from the dead, and you can have forever with him. The world and its desires pass away. But whoever does the will of God lives forever. Heaven truly is forever. Actually, to be honest, so's the alternative. Choose wisely. Friends, we're out of time again today. Before you go, could I ask you to help me introduce people to the Jesus they never knew and help them get to know him and his word personally and better? Would you please like this video? It'll help more people see it. And click follow or subscribe so you and I can get together every day. If you want to click the link in the description, you'll get a free copy of my book, Count to One, God's Plan for Christian Unity. I'll drop it right in your inbox for you. And one more thing. Share this video with a friend. Because as you do, that makes you part of the team, helping touch people's hearts all over the world with the love of Jesus. Thanks for helping.